Hello friends, in previous lesson we learned how we will install Windows Server 2016 Active Directory services. Now in this lesson we will learn how we can install additional domain controller and how we will install ADC for on remote location with help of IFM media. So let's start. Here you can see I have already prepared one server machine, and see here logon server machine domain, it's showing this system is currently in work group. So before domain services installation, we will add this machine in domain controller. So let's go. Now here you can see, and system type is work group. Now we will click here and click on change. Here we will type our domain name. Now it's asking user ID password who has ability to join any system in domain controller. So currently I haven't created any user and delegated control. So I am going to use my administrator ID. It's join, and see here I have already defined IP addresses. Here you can see 200 is our primary domain controller, and we are trying to add ADC server in our primary domain controller. So our ADC server IP is 201, and here you can see preferred DNS address. I have already defined my PDC IP address here. Now it's asking for reboot after domain join. Then we will restart the server. Yeah, friend, now my server reboot is done. We will open, and this time we will use our mm, domain controller for login. Okay, now I am going to also prepare my third domain controller for installing domain services with help of IFM media. Let me join this system also in domain. Yeah, my third domain controller is also prepared. Now let's move on second VM, and we will install services. So here we will select the Active Directory domain services. Now click on add feature, click next, 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 install. Now it's validating our prerequisites. Actually, it's installing services, and when after completion this activity, we will get option for promote this server as a domain controller. So I think it will take time. So I am going to pause this video. So friend, you can see my DC3 is also up, and we are going to install ADDS services on this server also. So let's click on add role and features. Now we have started installing ADDS services, and once it will complete, then we will promote this server as a domain controller with help of IFM media. Now let's move on DC2 and see status. Here see, now we have successfully installed ADDS services on this domain. Now our next task would be promote this server to a domain controller. So let's go and click on promote this server to a domain controller. Now here you can see add a domain controller to an existing domain. So we are going to add this server. We are going to create this server as an additional domain controller. Then we will select the first option. Now we will click next. Okay, wait a minute. Here I forget to supply administrator credential. It's my bad. Let me supply. Yeah, click OK. Now we have successfully supplied our admin credential. Now click on next. Now it's asking for a restore mode password, and this domain is going to add in default first site and services, and we haven't talked about sites and services. So in further video we will also discuss about sites and services, and how we will demote any domain controller from our environment, and how we will perform a metadata cleanup. So we will discuss about in our upcoming videos. Now click next, next. See, now it's asking for a replication from. If you have multiple domain and sites and services, then here you will get a lot of options, like from which domain you want to replicate this domain controller. So in our environment, it's second domain controller, and we are promoting it as a additional domain controller. So you can select any domain controllers, means this domain controller can replicate from any available domain controllers. And if you want to enable replication with only specific server, then you can select server. So I leave it by default any domain controller. Click next. Here it's showing where it's going to create your database folder, log file folder, sysfall folder. Now click next. Next, it's validating prerequisites. Now it's passed. We will click on install. So our installation activity is started. So it will take time. Then for time being, I am going to pause this video. And once it's done, then we will move on our DC03 for domain promotion with help of IFM media. Basically, we are using IFM media for remote location. Like suppose that you have a slow WAN link, then you can generate IFM copy on your local domain controller and share uh, generated copy with the remote location team, and they can copy and perform further action. So yeah, I think it will take time. Then I am pausing this video, and once done, we will process. Hello friends, now you can see our installation done, and it's going to reboot our server. Yeah, our server is rebooted. Hello friends, now see our domain controller services successfully installed on ADC server. Now we will move on DC01 and see. So we will click on server manager. Here we will open Active Directory users and computers and see here. After installing directory services on second DC, that DC is automatically started reflecting in domain controller show you. And see, we also joined DC03 VM, DC03 VM in a domain controller, but that PC is not showing in domain controller show you. And see, DC03 location is showing default computer show you. Then when we will install domain controller services on DC03, then this VM will automatically move in domain controller show you. See everything up. We will click on users and computers. Here you can see it's fully replicated with DC01, and here we will click on change domain controller. Here you can see DC02 and DC01 is reflecting here. Currently DC02 status is showing unavailable. So let me check what happened with this domain controller. We will click on DNS02 reverse lookup John. Yeah, it's showing only DC01 entry. Click on properties. Click apply forwarder. We will click update this address 0.201, our additional domain controller IP. Click OK, apply. We will click on launch and let's look up here. It's showing entry is invalid because after installing domain services, I think, yeah, yes, all entries are here. Then we will click on properties and here we will update a pointer record. Click OK. Now see, after updating a pointer record, DC2 entry should be resolved. Click on here, you can see after updating a pointer record, it's started resolving DNS entry. It should be automatic, but uh, after preparing a domain, think it's take time in replication. So guys, now we learned how we will install additional domain controller in our environment. Now we are going to perform ADC services installation with help of IFM media. So we will go to DC01 and we will open command prompt run as admin and here we will type let me increase a font. Okay, now here we will type ntds util. So ntds util, it's stand for new technology domain services. Ntds, new technology domain services utility. So we will hit enter. Now after uh, typing ntds util command, we will type ifm, hit enter. Here it's showing activate instance. We haven't activated instance yet. Then we will type here activate instance, activate instance ntds, ntds. Now we have activated it to ntds. Now we will type ifm. Now we are in ifm section and here we will use question mark for taking help. So hit enter. Now here you can see create full, create IFM media for full ADDS or ADLDS instance into folder. So we will use create full. Now where we will define a folder path like where you want to create this IFM media. So we will give default folder path IFM. Now hit enter. Now it's started creating a snapshot. Now we have successfully created a snapshot IFM media. Now we will quit from here. Quit, quit. Okay. Here guys, you can see we have successfully uh, created our Active Directory snapshot for IFM use. Now we will sharing share. Here I am using everyone because it's a lab environment. So we will add, click on rewrite, done. Now we will move on DC03 and we will copy our IFM media 200. Here is our IFM media. We will copy this and place it under C drive. It's done. Now we will click on promote this server to a domain controller. Here we will define our password. Now we have given our password for performing this action. Click on next. Here we will provide a directory servers restore mode password. Click next. Here you can see we are getting option install from media. So we will select here. We will browse. We have copied it in C drive. Now we will click next, next. Here you can see after browsing IFM media what kind of details we have provided. Now here you when you will click on a script, this is our script. Uh, for installing services with help of IFM media, you can see here it's showing installation media path. Now click next. Now we will click on install. So it will take time, and in this lesson we learned how we will install additional domain controller in our environment, and we also learned how we can install ADDS services with help of IFM media. So I am going to pause this video. Here you can see our installation is done and it was very quick compared to our DC2 installation. So let's wait. We will click on close and yeah, see friends, now the installation completed, and after reboot this server is up DC03, and we will check our domain controller. Here you can check how we will create IFM media for your revision. Here I have fired NTDS util command. After that I used IFM, and after that I activated instance NTDS, and after NTDS activation here I used IFM, and after that I take help, and here I got options like what you want to do with IFM. Now here I have created a installation media, and after fired this command it's generated my media. Now we will open Active Directory, domain services, users and computers. See, VM DC03 also started showing in domain controller show you, and it's moved from default to you to domain controller. Now we will go Active Directory users and computers on DC03 and we will check. Here you can see it's started reflecting. Now we are on DC03 for validating status, and here you can see it's reflecting our all the existing users. And when you will click on change domain controller, if you want to manually switch, here you can see this server is started replicating with a DC01. Click next and click on DNS. I think we should register our DNS. So we will click on DNS VM01 forward lookup zone DC03 IP is showing. We will update a pointer record. Click update. Yeah, our pointer record is updated. We will run DC tag. Now it's not resolving connectivity. I am registering it here. Yeah, so I am suspecting here you can see DC02 record is missing. So we will add a new host record VMDC02 and we will type IP 201. We will try to restart DNS services. It's done. Now we will revalidate DC tag status. Now we are still getting error. Oh, 200. Now we will open Identity Service Manager. Click on DNS. We will validate. Delete. We will add our IP 0.201 and we will also add 202 server IP. Yeah, here you can see it started resolving. It's done. Now we will check. Okay, friends. Now let's. Uh, our reboot is done, but I am still getting error. So let me delete this one. Yeah, after clicking replication topology. Okay, we will also validate our DNS service. Okay, open DNS services. Okay, DC02 record. Why I am getting IP address of this host is not found. IP is already here. Able to open DNS services on DC02 and DC03. Now on DC, I am troubleshooting on DC01, and here you can see when I am clicking on manual site replication, then here I am getting a error. Now Still getting same error. And here I have deleted everything. Now try to get. What is the issue? Let's check. Let me check. Might be, I think there was some issue with Windows time and date. It's showing IST May 11. Oh, here it's showing 12th May. Where is date and time? And time is also different. Zero 02 p.m. Okay, let me delete and regenerate. See what happened. Now it's generated. Yeah, now yes, now it's started. Yeah, friend, now our replication is started working perfectly. Now let's see. Here it's still showing issue. Run services.msc DNS. Services are still restarting, that's why we are getting error. So it's started synchronization with DFS means sysvol folder. Here DC03 restart done. Let's check. Now this time we are not received any error. Let's try to open. Yeah guys, see now we are able to open our DNS services. So I think due to time mismatch on both domain controllers, we were facing this issue. So keep in mind before preparing your additional domain controller, you have to check time services. Now here we got error while restarting services. Now it's throwing error. So instead of restarting services, let's try to reboot DC03 because DNS related issue has been resolved on DC03. You can see here. Then I think DC02 issue also should be fixed after reboot. So let's wait. Yeah, friend, see our DC02 reboot done, and I am able to open DNS services without any issue. So in this lesson we learned how we will prepare additional domain controller, how we will install additional domain controller with the help of IFM media, and we also learned how we will troubleshoot domain controller replication. In our case, due to time mismatch, our DNS service, we were not getting our DNS services and also receiving access denied error. And when I started troubleshooting it, then we found there was time mismatch between your primary domain controller and additional domain controller. So now in next video we will learn how we will demote domain controller from our environment, and also we will learn how we can deploy read-only domain controller. So thanks for watching.